Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Good. Okay, I'm going to share my screen real quick, all right?
Okay. So the history on this is I was thinking Sub2. It looked like he had missed his September payment. Then the numbers weren't looking great if I did acquire it as a Sub2. But, you know, look at his payment compared to what he's collecting in rent, and there's value in this. In the meantime, the sellers are like, let's do a short sale. So I started down the short sale path, and then this weekend started to think maybe Sub2 is better because short sale takes forever, and I keep getting the bank with the runaround with the bank already, and we're 3 weeks into the short sale, and then I find out the bankruptcy is filing today.
Yeah, so that definitely throws a wrench in things. As of right now, if it's actually filed, do you know, is it actually filed with the courts?
I don't know if it is with the courts, but I mean, obviously something has happened because it was the bank that was telling me about the bankruptcy, not the seller and not the attorney.
Wow, they're not supposed to do that. Do you have a POA?
Yeah.
Okay, then they will tell you. Okay, so with an active bankruptcy, the bankruptcy trustee owns everything right now. They are in charge of everything. So this house cannot even be sold without the bankruptcy trustee's permission. So it's funny that the bank is telling you that you can do a short sale. That would probably be okay. As far as subject to goes,
typically the trustee, is that usually the attorney?
The bankruptcy trustee is in charge of all of the assets. The bankruptcy trustee is there to collect as much as they possibly can. Property can't be sold without the trustee's permission. Short sale could probably happen because obviously the bank is going to be, they're going to be on board with it. You know, they're going to get something out of it. You would have to have permission from that trustee as well to do a subject to, because it's a valid sale. The property cannot be sold without the trustee's permission. I'm telling you, it's been a tough thing to get trustees to understand that it is a valid sale, even if it does benefit the bank and, you know, that note starts performing again. It's almost never happens. So what I tell people to do is if you want to buy it subject to, you're probably gonna have to wait till the bankruptcy is over with. And that's the best thing to do anyway, because if you buy it before the bankruptcy, I have been subpoenaed twice for this very thing, where we have a bankruptcy trustee, we have a bankruptcy that's filed, but I bought the property within 6 months of that actually being filed. And so I get subpoenaed for my records and everything. If you move ahead with buying the property and the bankruptcy has already been filed, you must get permission from the trustee. If it's not been filed and you purchase it now, your seller cannot make a single dime off of this deal, because that sale could actually be overturned. It can be reversed. They won't come after you, but it can be reversed and you're going to be out any money that you've got into that deal. So best thing to do as far as subject to goes is wait for this to all shake out. If he still wants to sell it after, it's kind of a tricky situation, because the problem with the short sale is that it's going to have to be listed. And so if you can work with your seller and you say, are you an agent, by the way?
Not yet. So Dave's working on getting his license in Utah, and then Alabama is a reciprocal state. And so the goal is that he'll work on getting it, but not yet.
I didn't know that. Okay, good. So what you can do is you can actually list that property. The bank is going to require that you list that property as a short sale.
As a short sale, yes.
So you can actually list that property and then just right away put that property under contract. If you wanted to go that route.
So looking at these numbers, is this even something that you would consider doing as a Sub2?
Well, I've got a couple of questions for you here. I've never seen a loan amortized at 47 years. Is that correct?
That's exactly what she told me, is that the loan comes due in 2054 or whatever it was. My guess is that he did
probably done a couple of loan modifications, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm guessing he did, as a loan modification.
Yeah, I've never seen one at 47 years. 40 is pretty common, but 47 years, that's pretty bizarre.
Well, and it's a random number to me. That's what seems so weird, is it seemed like a random 47. How did they calculate that?
Well, I think it probably has to do with a partial claim. They probably tacked on to the backside of it, and that's just happens to be what the number added up to be. I don't really know. So, and by the way, did you get these numbers from an actual mortgage statement, or is this word of mouth, or what?
From the bank. From the bank.
Okay. So is that PITI? Is that accurate? or close to it?
So from the mortgage statement, that's actually a little bit low. So they told me that his insurance is 190, or his taxes and insurance is 197 per month, 197.11. And so then when I looked on county records to find the annual taxes are the 1020. So then I just did, I multiplied out and deducted to come up with his insurance, which his insurance seemed really high. Off of his mortgage statement, if I'm remembering right, I could look at it really quick. It's like 751 or something like that he pays.
Okay, so 23, 65, 32. So that looks more like it then. It's probably, if you're saying that his yearly taxes were 2,300, or was that his insurance? I think you said his taxes.
His taxes are 1020. That's what I see on county records.
I'm not too concerned with it. I just need to get this PITI somewhat close. That's really all I care about.
I can look up exactly what it is.
I think you said 751. Here. So we're right in there.
751-ish.
I'm just going to plug some numbers in here.
His regular monthly payment is $716.47.
$716. Okay, so let me do.
So his principal is $109.93, and then his interest is $409.43.
There you go. I've got it close. I've got it at $716.45. Really not concerned with what they actually are. I just need to get this monthly PITI somewhere in that range.
And the rehab estimates, if we were to sell this on seller financing, I wouldn't do the rehab. Or if we were to do it as a lease option, I wouldn't do the rehab. That rehab estimate came from an inspection that he had done back in February when he was he tried to short sell it once before.
Okay.
And he backed out. It was under contract and the bank had approved it at 87, and then he backed out. Okay.
So the way we do fair market value, we just look at after repaired value minus repairs, and that's it. That's kind of a cut and dry way of doing it. So fair market value right now is approximately 102.
Okay.
If you were to sell it today, that's what you could probably sell it for.
Right.
We're looking at this, and we just have no spread here.
Right.
You have
currently a rental.
What does it rent for?
$1,200.
It rents for $1,200. So let's adjust this. So on line 46 here, the PITI is 970. So let's adjust our numbers so that we get closer to rent. Let's see if we can build a little bit of a spread here. Let's bump this up to 9%. So yeah, just bumping. If you think you could sell it on a 40-year amortization schedule at 9%, your spread is there, and your cash flow would be a little over $300 a month. So you could do it.
If I can convince a bankruptcy trustee that I want to do a sub-2.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, that's probably not going to happen. It's just that they don't know about this stuff.
Right.
I have not talked to one that understands this. So your best bet, like I said, would either try and negotiate that short sale, and I even think at 87, that's probably a little high. Yeah, you need to get it for like $46,000. I'm not sure if that's going to.
I'm not sure if it is too, but I figure even if we got probably up to 60, we'd probably be okay.
I think so too.
Because I'm not going to make those repairs. I'm going to turn around and sell it on owner financing. I'm not going to make those repairs. So.
Yep. So yeah, I think those are your options really. If you can wait, the sub-2 would work. Okay. I mean, you'd definitely be able to make some money on it.
Okay, so sub-2 after the bankruptcy or short sale before if they'll take it.
Yep. That would be the way to go.
Well, I appreciate your time. I wish you just would have told me he was throwing it into bankruptcy last Friday.
Well, I think this is a matter of waiting this one out and seeing what happens.
Okay.
I would still take it subject to. I mean, it would, if you can get those rents. Let me see, where did we come up with on? So yeah, you could even go high. You could even sell this thing for more. honestly. You could probably bump the sales price up. You could probably get more out of this. We just got to work on this. This PITI, get it up to close to where rents are, or I actually like to come in slightly below rents. To me, that's like that just makes more sense because a lot of times that's why people buy anyway, because their mortgage payment is cheaper than a rent. So you've got some leeway here though, for sure.
Okay. All right. So my best bet is just going to be, you filed bankruptcy. Now we're kind of on hold until you get through bankruptcy.
Yeah. And, you can still lock it up. You just can't sell it.
Okay, so if I lock this up, I can buy it while he's in bankruptcy. I could still buy it Sub2 if they approved it, which they probably won't.
Yep.
I just can't sell it until he's out of bankruptcy.
No, if you buy it, you buy it. This is a valid sale. Subject to is a valid sale.
Okay.
So you would own it if you can get, if you can petition the courts to actually sell it. Otherwise, I would just get it locked up. I would get it locked up for like 6 months. Just get it under contract and just put the closing date out. I would put it out 6 months, and then when that 6-month mark approaches, if he's not out of bankruptcy at that point, just do an amendment to that contract and push it out a little further and wait till he gets that discharge from the bankruptcy. And
do it as a Sub2 that way instead of the short sale.
Yep.
Okay.
Even the short sale, that's another thing too, is this is 4.875. So if you do a short sale, you're going to have to bring cash. You're going to have to bring money in. So it's probably you're being 7% anyway. Then it's not a deal.
Right.
So yeah, I think you just got to be patient on this one.
Okay. I will send him a different contract then and tell him, you know what, we're going to hang tight on the short sale. You filed for bankruptcy, so now we have to shift our strategy. Awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
Right. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.